It's Saturday, it's March 28th, and I wanted to pop on and do a tutorial with a shelter-in-place look and hair that desperately needs to be trimmed, and that won't happen because, of course, all non-essential businesses are currently on lockdown. If you're interested to see this look, and more importantly, to check in on my 2020 low buy March budget, let's jump right into it. Hello there, my name is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. This is where I'm tracking my low buy 2020. And in March, I was doing really well. I had a surplus of $28.44, despite having been able to purchase some lovely luxury products. I was doing really well until two things happened. The pollen in North Carolina exploded. That heavy pollen count, that heavy brain fog that resulted from that pollen count, that's what I'm gonna blame for slightly going over on my low buy. Pollen count, and it was the first week of sheltering it in place, and it was the second week of deploying distance learning to my high school juniors for English 3. It's been a wild ride, as it has been for the rest of you. At the end of this video, I'm going to share such a charming bit of YouTube joy with you all. It's a channel I discovered and a little story, but I'm going to save that till the end for those of you who make it all the way. The purpose of this video is to go over my March luxury beauty purchases, talk about my 2020 low buy, and I will throw on my face a Glam Look. It is Saturday night as I'm filming, and I really haven't, I've used last month's purchases fairly consistently, but not, I haven't really attempted a Glam Look with this Victoria Beckham product. I really can't read this label, but this is the shade Mink in the Victoria Beckham. I will flash across the bottom of the screen, but I really haven't played around with this. It is super shimmery. There is a bit of fallout, so I will be attempting to do my eyes first. I'm gonna prep my eyes with my NARS tinted eyeshadow base. I have the shade Light. It's super sticky. Just tapping a little bit on my lids. Sometimes when I use this product, I fat finger it and end up with it underneath my eyes. I'm going to really try not to create that sort of mess today. So I'm trying to be very specific with my little ring finger tapping. I did, look at that. I got a little bit underneath. I'm going to go right in with this shimmery shade in the outer corner. I'm going to use my Chikuhodo GS9. Coming all the way across and blending. The bulk of that is on the outer corner. I have blended it this way. I'm not noticing fallout yet, but at this next stage, I likely will. I'm just going to use my Tom Ford shadow brush and going into my Victoria Beckham palette. This is the shade Tuxedo. It is gorgeous. When I first purchased this, I was concerned that there's no division between the powders. However, actually after using it, I enjoy that there's no division because neither one of these two shades is really appropriate for the crease look for what I'm looking for. So I'm just dragging all the way across both of them, tapping it off, and I'm just going to go in my crease with that blend of the lightest and the medium shades to blend out the edge of that sparkly mink. There is the look. Now I need to ground that look with eyeliner and mascara. Trying to blend that out without getting a whole lot of sparkle up on my hooded lid. But I need some shadow up there to visually diminish that hood. Definitely have some fallout on my cheek. Gorgeous tortoise. I love the gorgeous tortoiseshell packaging with gold accent. Super weighted, absolutely stunning. For eyeliner, I did purchase last month the Victoria Beckham pencil in the shade Bronze, so that's what I'm going to do to tight line. This pencil is so silky. It's a kajal, so it just goes on so softly. Not really doing a wing, just going on that outer corner. Apparently I don't have to do anything underneath my lashes over here because that application technique, I have liner under my eye. I'm not sure how that happened. To soften that under eye, this pencil does sit down. Why don't I hit my little Wayne Goss pencil brush, and I'll just pick up that light gray to soften and blend that across, giving myself some lower eyelashes, which are so sparse, but they're invisible. And I like to swallow up that little corner that catches the light. All kinds of fallout, but I'll put my base on it and hopefully not have that all pick up in the base and create a mess. Okay, so let's talk about, this is the product that blew my low by this month. It's the Chanel Hydra Beauty Camellia Water Cream. This is from the Nordstrom site. It's a refreshing face moisturizer with a lightweight fluid texture drenched in camellia water to intensely hydrate the skin. What it does, this illuminating formula leaves the complexion prepped for makeup with a glowing, even-toned appearance. It combines camellia PFA, a polyfractioned active that's an ultra-pure, ultra-powerful ingredient created through exclusive patented Chanel technology, a powerful extract that helps skin maintain optimal moisture levels with hyaluronic acid, vitamin C and E, and blue ginger PFA for a complexion that appears refined, replenished, radiant, and plump. How to use: apply every morning after your serum, smoothing from center of the face outwards. That's what we will do. It set me back $55. With tax, this set me back $58.85, which means I blew my budget. I was over budget this month by $30.41. It was a terrible week. It's been a terrible month. Let's see what it does to illuminate and hydrate my skin. Taking a little bit of a makeup wipe and running this where the worst of that fallout is, both cheeks. So this is one pump of the water cream. I'm going to just dot that on my face and see if you can see, and use that as primer slash hydrator. It has that lightly smells of the Sublimage foundation. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it really feels so good. I'm gonna rub some of that in the back of my hand so you can see that. It feels like I'm doing things so backwards today, but this is how I would use this product. I would not put it on underneath my sunscreen because the sunscreen I use is mattifying, and wait until you see this finish. Here it is swatched on the back of my hand, and just letting you see the gorgeous, gorgeous glow. And I love it. I love it. It set me back, but emotionally it set me forward. For foundation, I'm going to pull out my Chantecaille Future Skin because the two purchases that I was permitting myself to make this month were both Chantecaille products. Sorry about the snuffles. It is every tree in North Carolina is now blooming. And what that means is usually we have a stretched out spring. Today was 80 degrees. We usually start out with star magnolias and red buds, then move into cherry trees and the Boston pear, which is kind of a crappy landscape tree. Sorry if you have them. I don't like them. They're just a little too gumdrop shaped for my taste. I prefer the craggy limbs of a more Japanese or British landscape with the layers of structure and whatnot. Did not know you were going to get a landscape architecture conversation, did you? Okay, dotting that all around, I will start with my fingers and then move on to, oh my gosh, I just like almost went all over my eye out of habit. Dabbing that into my skin with my foundation brush that came with my Chanel Sublimage. Super light coverage, but again, feels like skincare, so it's just what I need to feel better while I'm sequestering myself from the rest of the world. Okay, so that is the finish. It is glowier than I normally go. I do typically powder this foundation, so I will do that. Setting powder. I've been using just a fluffy eye brush to set underneath my eyes, so I will continue that. No powder on the planet is going to completely blur my crow's feet, but I do like the blurring effect of this underneath my eyes. And because it's so dewy, I'm going to set the perimeter of my face and my pores. But you'll probably see radiance coming through from that camellia water cream. Okay, so first thing that I purchased both of these Chantecaille products from Neiman Marcus during one of their 25% off. I just could not resist. I had not purchased anything beyond my Sips by Tea subscription box. I knew I wasn't going to go nuts on the Neiman Marcus sale, and it was an excellent opportunity to pick up these two. I do believe this is a limited edition bronzer, but Chantecaille does seem to, this is in the shade Goa. And Chantecaille does seem to re-release Goa with every special edition. Thought it might perhaps be a little dark, but I've seen some of my other favorite YouTubers, the amazing Michelle Wong and Abby Bliss White, who I adore. Both have very similar skin tones to me, and their suggestions always work for me. So I knew I would be safe with this product. Let's get a little under my double chinny. Okay, it is warm, more red based / neutral than the other bronzers in my collection. I will, in my stash, I will do an overall comparison of all my bronzers now that I have sort of completed my set, or at least I think I have. What should I do for blush? Did not bring any blush in here. I do have two Chantecaille blushes. I don't know where the other one is at the moment, but this is in the shade Happy. It is a light pinky shade. It does fine over powder. Just dabbing it on like that with my fingers does not cause it to lift anything. And I always squeeze out too much on my hand. As you can see, I always squeeze out too much on my hand. Let's finish my face. Finishing powder from Chantecaille. Crunching the numbers, the Chantecaille bronzer in Goa and the Chantecaille Perfect Blur finishing powder. Both of those totaled $169.06, but minus the 25% discount, that came down to $126.79 with tax, $135.67. Apply this as a true finishing powder with my Sonia G Face One brush. So let's see what it does when I buff it onto my skin. I will have fallout all over my face, even though I did my eyes first. That Victoria Beckham is already coming down on my cheeks again, but that's okay. It's an evening look. So let's do just one side of my face at a time so you can see the difference between the blurring powder with and the blurring powder without. With and without. It's not entirely flat, which I do like. I'm still getting some glow from my skincare and from the Chanel water cream, so I really enjoy that. I do feel that everybody's correct. It does a good job of blurring, almost like wearing a filter. Okay, do we need a highlighter? There is a powder highlighter in my stash that I haven't used in some time. This is from the Cruise collection by Chanel. It is the Bronze et Lumiere in the deeper shade. I believe this is still available. And I'm just going to use my Wayne Goss airbrush. This is a very golden highlight. Okay, there's the highlight. I think it is, maybe I want to buff that in a little bit, don't I? And lips. For lips, I'm going to do Making Progress on my Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in the shade Pillow Talk, all-time favorite. I'm going to keep my lips just gloss and liner. Project Pan, I'll just dip into. I do not have any Chantecaille lip glosses, so I'll use my Clé de Peau in the shade Charm. I still need mascara and brows, so I will do that off camera, and when I join you again, I'll just give you another recap of my low buy year. Brows are done. Brows are done. There's really only one final touch for this is one of my all-time favorite scents. It's the Orbe Côte d'Azur. Very citrusy. Some people claim that it doesn't smell exactly like the Orbe product line, but oh my gosh, I think it's equally, if it doesn't, if it slightly deviates, it is wonderful, 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 highly recommended scent. I just adore it. Okay, that is almost the end of my low buy. I did purchase the Sips by tea collection. If you're not into tea, it's worth sticking around for the YouTube suggestion I'm going to give you. There was a pineapple tea that I brewed and enjoyed as an iced tea. Not my favorite, but it was an enjoyable iced tea. I've yet to sample the cocoa tea. Looking forward to this. There's an evening tea that I will flash up on the screen. And then the true love was, I got 3 or 4 sachets of the Smith Jasmine Silver Tip, number 96. Absolutely fell in love with this. It's a green tea with jasmine. I also had a coupon for Smith tea, and I purchased their loose leaf 3.5 ounce size. This set me back $19.99. Absolutely worth it. Delicious, delicious if you enjoy jasmine green tea. Totals were, without this, I would have come in $28.44 underneath my $200 budget, but because of this, I was, again, just a little bit over. Right now, there's such a heightened competition for our disposable income, and yet so many threats to what we consider our disposable income. My favorite YouTube video during this period of sheltering in place, hands down, is, and none of you can compete with baby Fiona the hippo at the Cincinnati Zoo. I will insert a playlist below, but basically A mama hippo at the zoo gave birth to a premature pup in her cage instead of in the water, which is naturally how hippos give birth. And the Cincinnati Zoo kind of documented her first year of life and all of its near brushes with catastrophe and all of her healthcare concerns. But if you like a feel-good story, I highly recommend it. She is precious and has a real cult following because of the work that the Cincinnati Zoo did in documenting their experiences with precious baby Fiona. I'll send you off with that thought. I hope you enjoyed spending this a little bit of time with me. I will see you in my next video. Ciao.